Coach, how did you feel about the way the energy to start the game and the way this team executed in all three phases right out of the gate?
Yeah, no, again, we scored on our first 11 possessions, and both sides of the ball, really complemented each other well, and Gavin doing a great job with his return, and the longest return that we've had, I think, in 7 years, and I just like the hunger and the edge and the toughness that we played with in all three phases. And Zach was great in his kickoffs and placement. And the one time Josh Plastiner had a punt, smashed it coming out of the end zone there for 50 yards. So really thrilled with the efficiency that we played with. I think we had 5 drives that were 10-plus plays. And so being able to move the ball if we need to create, I think we had 10-plus explosive plays. And, we can do that out there today anyway, and rush the ball for some tough yards when we chose to do that. Really liked how the backs, I know that we didn't have this amazing rushing total, but I really liked our pad lean and loved how our guys blocked up front. And we had 1 3-and-out on offense, 4-6 on defense. And for the most part, we were in really good position. Got out of hand, and so I think our guys came in out of halftime, really pleased with just played a lot of guys. I think we played 87 players in the game, so the standard doesn't change. I know that sometimes that's coach speak, but that's when you walk in here feeling pretty good. Again, being 1-0 and how we did it. And so that matters too. But we had 10 players that I think 7 on defense and 3 on offense that started their first game at Oklahoma. And so proud of those guys. First career touchdowns, for Tawee Walker, Jaden Gibson, Jackson Arnold, and Caleb Hicks. I think Dylan and Jackson combined were 30 of 33. So those guys did a great job. Kenai Walker got in there and got his first strip. Jay teaches that every day. Sometimes your fundamentals show up and sometimes they don't, but that was good to see that in our largest margin, of victory in an opener, 106 years. So there's been a lot of teams come through here. Nobody's beating their chest, but, just to be able to come out here and you want to see discipline, which we showed. You see physicality and toughness. We saw that. And then the efficiency, taking care of the football. Did that on offense. And for the most part, I thought our guys tackled pretty well. And, great positioning for, most of the day.
Did the execution level stay where you wanted it as you got deeper in the depth chart?
Again, we obviously at some point in time in the second half kept things kind of tight, but those games can get ugly and be sloppy, and it didn't. So the execution was good. Again, efficiency in the red zone. We said we had to get better, and had a 4th down stop when they got down there a little bit close, and we were 9 of 9 on offense in the red zone, 8 touchdowns and a field goal. So there's a lot that, will affirm, the things that we've been asking them to do, but we'll have, a lot of challenges, again on the season. So, but a lot of things went our way today, and they're not always it's not going to always be that easy. I think our guys know. So, we had a few guys that were banged up that probably could have played had we needed them, and obviously, I don't know a whole lot right now on those guys. I think Drake maybe he just had an AC sprain, and he was anxious to get back in there, but we didn't need him. And hopefully Davis is okay. Might just be an I say just, but an MCL. And then Deshaun McCullough had an ankle injury. I don't think it's real severe, but it wasn't strong enough to go back in.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Brent, on you're looking for points on your special teams, and you got it right off the bat. But that's why you are stressing your returns, isn't it? I mean, because you can score on those things.
Yeah, we got again explosive playmakers and get the ball in their hands. You know, Gavin's wide open. He can run through trash. He can stop and start. One of the best acceleration metrics on our team. And so you saw the one where punter really got a hold of it and went over his head and hit off his pads, but he recovered and made some guys miss and was able to really accelerate there and pull away from some guys. So he has the ability to do that, and we have lots of return guys that can do that. But you know, field position is something that we didn't fare particularly well a year ago, and being able to flip the field. But we all three work together. It's not just special teams. You know, the defense getting off the field, not letting people have, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 plus play drives is a big part of that too. And the offense not going 3 and out, all day. Those are all affect your field position as well. But those guys did a great job. And again, we had the one punt where we punted out of our own end zone there, and we flipped the field there. All things again considered. So, but that's an emphasis. Every team emphasizes it, but it's good to be able to see the drill work show up on game day.
Brent, how about the two-part question? Can you talk a little bit about Dylan just being a veteran leader and really managing the offense in the first half? Then in the second half, just the way Jackson played with composure in his debut as an Oklahoma quarterback.
Yeah, it's Jackson's birthday today, so that was kind of cool. But Dylan, he's again showed savviness, experience, poise, execution. His decision making, his accuracy, and his ability to take care of the football, throw the ball on time. Read, what's going on from a defensive structure standpoint. But just fantastic. Was just a smooth guy, and our charge for him is to take another step when it comes to demanding excellence from everybody around you and helping everyone else get better. And he's taken that on himself. So really proud of him, and he's a great teammate, and so he's done great. And then Jackson came in and did a really nice job. Same thing, made some good decisions and threw the ball with accuracy and on time and put it in the right spots and ran the ball a little bit, and that was good to see, to kind of get that out of the way for him. But took care of the football, which is most important, and then making good decisions on where to spit the ball to and distribute it.
You have to receivers make some plays for
such a one-sided game. What can you take from a game that's so one-sided?
Again, just guys staying focused and hungry and finishing and not getting sloppy, and the guys that come in again play to and compete to a standard. Positioning, getting the call. Our processes pre-snap on both sides of the ball, not having a bunch of penalties, staying relatively healthy, and again imposing your will, winning lines of scrimmage, protecting the football, tackling well. There's a lot that you take from it, and you keep the right perspective. You'll have more teams that are in the future will have more depth and maybe more explosive playmakers on both sides of the ball, but I don't want to take anything away from our guys in the preparation either. There's a delicate balance there, but it's a good, strong start.
Some of the receivers that look like they made some plays, you just didn't know who your playmakers and those guys.
We talked about that, and making plays, making something out of nothing sometimes. And so whether it was Drake and his underneath stuff, or Jalil in the screen game. I think it was Andrell was at the first one early. Made a great competitive play, and JG climbed the ladder and made a great play in the end zone for his first touchdown. But we did that, a number of times today, and that's what you want to see. Not everything's going to be easy and clear, and guys be wide open. If that happens, great, make the play, but make a play too. And that's, was a point of emphasis. And Emmett has done a great job at developing. You actually practice that stuff. And people are draping all over you in good tight coverage, and you got to go make a play. And so today we saw that, and saw that in practice. And so we need that to continue to develop as well.
Brent, obviously a lot of focus on defense entering this season. What to you is maybe the most impressive thing that you saw defensively today, or the biggest difference from what we saw a year ago?
I don't know if I can really compare it to a year ago. I mean, you check back in 5 or 6 games. What I've seen on the field and practice in the meeting room, we got a better football IQ. We've got more guys that are capable of playing winning football. We're more physical, from the back end to the front end. And we've got great competition that, to me, I see continue to play out that's going to continue to make guys better. But we got really strong leadership, and again, it's a group of guys that like each other, and so all those things, having been together for another year, being in the systems for another year, and we have several newcomers, but they've adjusted really well, and I think that's critical too. Whether they're freshmen that got here in June, or transfers that got here in June, or guys that got here collectively together here in January. We have several of those guys too. And so to me, it's a credit to them and our players that willingness to accept them and help them, get to this point. And then again, their character, guys that it's not just about them, put the team first. And I think that's a critical part of all of it, to get your chemistry and your cohesion and the love, the trust, respect, and again, the season and all of its challenges will test all that too. And so this is got a lot in front of us still.
You guys only had 1 sack today, but it seemed like you guys were really close. Did you like your pass rush today?
It's, probably solid. I don't think they stood back there and held the ball forever. They had a bunch of 7 and 8 man protections at times. And so when you're rushing 4, you don't have a very good chance of getting there, but our coverage was pretty good. We had a few holes. They hit a couple things on us, catch and run. We had a bust, really one glaring bust, and then we didn't do, the long play they had on 3rd and 10 was a bust, and then we had a fundamental thing happen later with a vertical route. They hit a couple seams on us, but again, the pass rush, it's hard to tell today. And if it wasn't 3-step and a screen game, then it was 7 and 8 man protection. But it has improved. Again, we'll see how much here over time.
What did you see from your Cheetahs today that you liked or didn't like?
I liked them. I thought that they were active and were in pretty good position. We had some man coverage. I thought it was good. And if I was nitpicking, there's plenty to correct. Lost leverage, bad eyes. A couple of the sprint out plays. We got to do a better job on how we're playing a couple of the sprint out routes. But overall, again, pretty solid.
Same question about Gentry as well. What'd you like?
He was ready. He's on edge. Got a focused intensity about him. The moment's never too big. He was physical. And some of the screen game, and he's fearless. He's got a fearless mentality to him, and a great teammate. But unless you coach him hard, and he's very prideful.
Brent, I was going to ask you about if you felt a difference between this opener and last year. You were awfully hopeful and optimistic coming out of that game, and I get the sense maybe your answer is going to be along your answer to Ryan's question a bit ago, that it's more foundational. Maybe you just feel better about the overall as opposed to pinpointing specifics.
Again, the same stuff that we talked about in some of the fall camp stuff, where I felt like we're better. And today was affirmation. In some ways, the competitive depth, and again, just another year in our systems. But again, the test of time will really tell all of that. But a lot. For me, there's a lot that I didn't know. I spent the first year with a lot of year of the first, and so there's a much more comfort level. For me, there's not the anxiousness about the unknown. And I guess, again, I'm just kind of thinking through it as you're asking me, but, you know, so a little more comfortable and trusting everybody to do their job, and everybody's on the same page. So, again, the test of a season will really.
Talk about a championship culture. A guy like Gavin who earns opportunities, earns a scholarship, but then goes out there and does what he did today. What does that do in terms of driving home to everyone in this program what you're trying to do here?
Yeah, I mean, I think it creates the buy-in that you want. You know, from, again, everybody have a genuine appreciation for everybody's role in their journey. Everybody's going through something, you know, and pulling for each other and having a selfless, you know, attitude, and being thankful for the opportunity and thankful for, you know, a brotherhood. And we, like probably everybody, we push family and relationships and connection. I think that's foundationally, you know, that's where everything starts. And so I love to see that. Everybody, you know, it's an endearing thing to see. And as opposed to self-promotion and it's all about me and what's about my opportunities. I love that, and I love an underdog story. And so do the players. And but we've got a bunch of guys like that. That was anytime you're in position and you can do that, that's you want to reward guys that deserve it. And what were we gonna say?
I didn't mean to cut you off, but on a separate note, a lot of pink up in the stands today. Was there an opportunity for you in the middle of all that to just look up and? Yeah, no, it's, you know, the people of Oklahoma, again, this is my 15th year here, and, you know, all of my children were born here in Norman, Oklahoma. So I'm not surprised by the people of Oklahoma, the love, the support, the compassion, and the loyalty. It's second to none, and we're incredibly grateful. And again, for us and for Julie, as I've said before, there's no question that this is an opportunity for us to be a blessing for a lot of people that are going through similar hardships or even worse. And there's plenty that are a lot worse. And so it helps you have again a great appreciation. And but for us, you know, we're incredibly thankful but not surprised. And so that's cool.
Two more. The safety room, young, several new guys there. What did you think of them?
Same thing that I've been thinking about them. I really like that group. Key Lawrence and Billy Bowman and Reggie Pearson and Peyton Bowen. Those four guys in particular. You know, RJ, it'll be cleared this week. He's been practicing with us, but keeping him limited, and unless something happens that I'm not aware of between now and then. But really like the group. They're athletic. They're very competitive, instinctual, and we're getting the best version of Billy. We're getting the best version of Key. Reggie's been a great addition. They all like each other, and that's something, again, just going to happen on its own. You right people about the right stuff, and then we got to nurture that, do a good job of nurturing that. And Peyton has been just, again, he's a lot of fun to have in the group. And again, he has no, you know, no expectation other than he's going to get his opportunity for what he earns, and I love that about him. And he can do a lot of things, and then RJ coming back is going to be great, you know, as well, you know, to help us have even, you know, more competitive depth there.
Last one.
We didn't see Mason Thomas or Gavin Sawchuk.
Yeah, so they both could have played today, but we chose to hold them out. Again, Mason had an ankle early in camp, and he's looked great, but we thought about, I mean, hopefully he didn't have any setbacks, but we would expect him to play this week. And then Gavin, his words will tell you he's about 95%, and so we decided to hold him today, but would expect him back this week.